All right, so today we're going to be taking a deep dive into what it takes to be a swimming facility attendant.
Awesome.
We've got a really great stack of resources for you all today.
Yeah.
We have a super detailed career guide.
Mm-hmm.
We have some sample interview questions that we're going to be looking at.
Yeah.
And really the goal of this deep dive is to help you prepare for that interview
Right.
and also to help you see that maybe this isn't just a summer gig.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that you can maybe make into a career.
Absolutely.
So first things first, what does a swimming facility attendant actually do? Can you kind of paint me a picture of like a typical day?
Yeah. So, I think a lot of people think of this role as, cleaning pools, watching kids splash around, that kind of thing.
Right, right.
But it really is a very important role.
Yeah.
You're really focusing on safety and making sure everyone is having a good time.
Okay.
And, like we said, there's a lot of opportunity for growth in this field.
All right. So you're saying that it's not just cleaning pools. You're actually responsible for people's safety. You're responsible for
For sure. Yeah.
making sure that they're having a good time.
Yeah. And, part of that is cleaning the pools.
Okay.
But it's also, enforcing the rules and making sure people are where they need to be, being aware of any kind of potential hazards or
Yeah.
problems.
Yeah.
And, a lot of times you're outside.
Okay.
So you're dealing with maybe, bad weather sometimes.
Right.
Or, just the elements in general.
So it's a very dynamic environment that you're working in.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So I see here in the RoleCatcher Career Guide that it mentions more and more people are swimming for leisure these days.
Uh-huh.
So it sounds like there's a lot of job stability in this role.
Absolutely. The demand for skilled attendants is definitely on the rise.
Okay, awesome. So that's great to hear, and I think that sets the scene really well for us.
Yep.
But now I kind of want to get into the nitty-gritty. What are some of the pros and cons of this job?
Well, one of the biggest pros is the flexibility.
Okay.
Especially if you're a student or someone who needs a variable schedule.
Okay.
You're active, you're outdoors, you're constantly learning new things.
Mm-hmm.
But like we said, you're also exposed to the elements.
Yeah.
You're dealing with chemicals, you might have to deal with some difficult people.
Right.
It's not always sunshine and rainbows, literally.
Okay. Yeah, that makes total sense. So it sounds like there's a certain personality type that you need to really thrive in this role.
For sure. You need to be responsible,
Okay.
adaptable, and have a knack for customer service. You're really the face of the facility.
Right.
So having that positive attitude is key.
Okay.
And of course, those lifeguard and first aid certifications. Those are non-negotiables.
Those are super important.
Yeah.
Speaking of certifications, I see here that RoleCatcher has a ton of resources that can help you prepare for those.
Yeah.
And it even recommends attending workshops or joining some professional associations to really level up your skills.
Right. Continuous learning is key in this field.
Okay. So are we ready to tackle some of those interview questions? Because I know that RoleCatcher's AI can really shine when it comes to that.
Yes, absolutely. Let's get into the minds of these interviewers.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
All right, so the first question here is, can you tell us about your experience working in a swimming facility? So to me, this one sounds pretty straightforward, but what are they really trying to assess here?
I think they're gauging your level of experience for sure,
Great.
but I think they're also trying to see if you really understand the demands of this role.
Okay.
Do you know what it takes to be responsible, to be aware of safety protocols, to have those great customer service skills?
Right.
Have you ever had to enforce rules or deal with a tricky situation or work as part of a team?
Okay, so even if I've never technically been a swimming facility attendant before, I can still nail this question.
Absolutely. Think about any relevant experience you've had.
Right.
Maybe you've been a lifeguard or taught swim lessons,
Yeah.
even volunteered at a community pool,
Huh.
Anything that relates to this kind of work.
And what's cool is that RoleCatcher can actually analyze the job description for me
Yeah.
and really highlight those specific skills they're looking for.
Yeah.
So I can tailor my answer to exactly what they're looking for.
Exactly. So instead of just rambling about your past jobs,
Right.
you can focus on those experiences that directly relate to what they want to see.
So don't just tell them that you're a good problem solver. Actually tell them about a time when you solved a problem.
Exactly. Give them specific examples.
That makes a lot of sense.
Make your answer memorable.
All right, so on to question number 2. What measures do you take to ensure the safety of swimmers in the facility? Now, to me, this one sounds pretty crucial.
It is. Yeah, they want to know that you take safety seriously.
Okay.
Think about the different types of swimmers that you might encounter.
Right.
Kids, adults, experienced swimmers, beginners.
Yeah.
How do you adjust your approach based on their needs?
And this is where those certifications really come into play, right?
Absolutely. Highlight your training, your knowledge of first aid.
Okay.
But remember, they're looking for more than just a list of qualifications.
Uh-huh.
They want to see that you can apply that knowledge in a real-world situation.
Okay.
So, have you ever had to respond to an emergency
Right.
or enforce a rule for someone's safety? Those are the kind of stories that you want to tell.
And this is another place where RoleCatcher can help, right?
Uh-huh.
Because it can analyze that job description
Right.
and point out if they're looking for someone with experience in specific areas like water rescue or CPR.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. I'm feeling a lot more confident already.
Great.
So what's next? What's the next question on our list?
Okay, this one is all about your people skills. How do you handle conflict or difficult situations with customers or coworkers?
Mm,
So think about a time when you had to de-escalate a tense situation or resolve a disagreement.
okay. Oh, I have a good story about this.
Okay, great.
I had to deal with this one customer who was so upset because he thought I was cheating him out of some change.
Oh, yeah.
It was a whole thing.
Oh, wow.
But I think I handled it really well.
Awesome. See, you already have a great example.
Okay, good.
The key is to show them that you stayed calm, communicated clearly, and ultimately found a resolution.
Right.
And I think RoleCatcher's video practice feature would be really helpful for this.
Yeah, I was just thinking that because then I could record myself answering the question
Right.
and then get feedback on, my body language and my
Right.
tone of voice and stuff like that.
Exactly. It's like having a coach to help you polish your delivery.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going. Question number 4. How do you ensure the cleanliness and maintenance of the swimming facility?
Okay, so with this one, I
Yeah.
think they're really trying to gauge your attention to detail
Okay.
and your ability to follow procedures.
Mm-hmm.
So think about all those tasks that are involved.
Okay.
Cleaning the pool, checking the chemical levels,
Right.
maintaining the equipment, reporting any issues.
And I'm guessing that the size and type of facility matters here too, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Because cleaning a massive public pool is a lot different than maintaining a small private pool.
Totally.
So how do I tailor my answer based on that?
Well, that's where RoleCatcher's AI can be super helpful again, because
Okay.
it'll analyze the job description.
Right.
And if they're looking for someone who can manage a team of cleaners
wow.
or handle more complex equipment,
Yeah.
then you can highlight those experiences.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, moving on to question number 5. How do you handle a situation in which a swimmer is in distress or needs assistance? Now, this one to me sounds pretty high stakes.
It is, yeah. This is all about assessing your ability to react quickly and effectively in an emergency.
Okay.
They want to see that you can think clearly under pressure, that you can follow those safety protocols,
Yeah.
and ultimately that you're capable of providing life-saving assistance.
So it's not just about knowing how to swim.
No, not at all.
It's about knowing what to do in a crisis situation.
Right. You need to have those skills and that confidence to handle a crisis.
Okay. So think back to that lifeguard training, those first aid courses.
Right. What are the steps that you take?
Yeah.
How do you communicate with the
Yes.
swimmer, with other staff, with emergency services?
Okay, and this is another one where I think that video practice feature on RoleCatcher could be super helpful.
Absolutely.
Because I can practice my response
Uh,
and really make sure that I'm projecting that sense of calm and confidence.
exactly. You want to show them that you're the person for the job.
Right. All right, question number 6. How do you handle and report maintenance issues, such as broken equipment or damaged facilities?
Okay, so this one's about problem solving
Okay.
and communication.
Uh-huh.
They want to know that you're proactive, responsible, and that you can handle unexpected situations.
Okay.
So think about a time when you had to deal with a maintenance issue.
Right.
How did you identify the problem?
Yeah.
How did you assess the urgency of it?
Wow.
And then what steps did you take to address it?
And I'm guessing that communication is a really big part of this.
For sure.
Because I need to be able to clearly explain the problem to the right people
Right.
and then follow the proper procedures for reporting and resolving the issue.
Exactly. You want to show that you're a team player
Okay.
and that you can take initiative.
All right, question number 7. How do you ensure that all guests are following the facility's rules and regulations?
Okay, so this one is all about finding that balance
Okay.
between enforcing the rules
Uh-huh.
And maintaining a positive customer experience.
Right, because you want to make sure that people are safe,
Yeah.
but you also don't want to be like a total buzzkill.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. You want to be firm but fair. You want to maintain order and safety without being confrontational or alienating the guests.
So what kind of strategies would you use to communicate the rules effectively?
Right. Or how would you approach a guest who might be breaking the rules?
And again, I feel like RoleCatcher's AI can help me here
Absolutely.
by analyzing the job description and highlighting any keywords that relate to, conflict resolution, de-escalation techniques, customer service, all of that.
Exactly.
So I can tailor my answer to show that I have those skills.
Right.
Okay, I'm ready for the next question. Bring it on.
Okay, this one is a classic. Can you tell us about a time when you had to handle a difficult or upset customer?
Oh, man.
I know you have a story for this one.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm having flashbacks of that change incident.
Oh, no.
But yeah, this one's all about customer service.
Absolutely.
And staying calm under pressure.
For sure.
So I need to show them that I can empathize with the customer, listen to their concerns, and find a solution that works for everybody.
Exactly.
All right, I'm ready to go.
Awesome.
Last question. Hit me with it.
Okay, here we go. How do you stay up to date with the latest safety protocols and procedures?
All right, so to me, this one is all about showing them that I'm committed to learning
Yes.
and to professional development.
Absolutely.
So they want to know that I take safety seriously
Uh-huh.
and that I'm dedicated to staying informed.
Right.
So how do I stay current? Do I attend conferences? Do I read publications? Do I take online courses?
Right, let them know that you're at the top of your game.
And of course, RoleCatcher can help me with this too, right?
Absolutely.
With all those skill guides and AI-powered insights and everything.
For sure. It's a fantastic resource for staying ahead of the curve.
Okay, so we covered a lot of ground today.
We did, yeah.
We looked at the day-to-day life of a swimming facility attendant.
Uh-huh.
We tackled some of those really tricky interview questions. And we even tapped into the power of RoleCatcher's AI to help us tailor our answers and really stand out from the crowd.
Absolutely, you're ready to go.
But we're not done yet.
That's right. There's more to come.
So stay tuned for part 2. Yeah. Where we're going to be diving into the exciting career progression opportunities that await you in this field.
It's going to be great.
From supervisor to manager and beyond, we're going to explore those skills.
Uh-huh.
And the experience that you need to really climb the ladder.
Absolutely.
And make a splash in this dynamic industry.
For sure.
All right, so stay tuned for part 2 of our deep dive into the world of swimming facility attendants.
Sounds good. Welcome back. So we just spent some time going over those common interview questions.
Yeah.
Really getting into like what they're looking for, what the interviewers are looking for.
Yeah.
But now I think it's time to kind of look beyond that first job.
Okay.
And look at, what you can do with this role.
Okay, so let's say I aced the interview.
Okay.
I landed the swimming facility attendant position.
Awesome.
What's next? What's next for me? Can I actually make this a career, or is it just kind of a stepping stone?
It can definitely be a career.
Okay.
The RoleCatcher Career Guide lays out a really clear path for advancement in this field.
Okay.
You can move all the way up from attendant to supervisor, then manager, even oversee multiple facilities as a senior manager.
Wow. Okay, so from like cleaning pools to managing a whole team of people.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big jump.
It is.
So tell me a little bit about like how that all works.
Well, it all starts with those foundational skills that you learn as an attendant.
Okay.
Remember we talked about, you're not just watching water, you're ensuring safety, handling customer interactions, keeping that whole facility running smoothly.
Yeah, and the guide really emphasizes, having a positive attitude and being passionate about creating a fun environment, even in that like entry-level role.
Exactly. It's those soft skills combined with the technical knowledge and experience that really set you up for success.
Okay, so let's say I've been an attendant for a while now.
Right.
I'm doing a great job.
Uh-huh.
I'm ready for more responsibility.
Okay.
What's that next step look like?
I think you're ready for swimming facility supervisor.
Okay.
So now you're not just responsible for your own tasks.
Right.
You're overseeing a team of attendants. So think about training new staff, handling customer complaints, managing inventory, making sure everything is up to those strict safety and cleanliness standards.
Okay, so what kind of skills do I need to be a good supervisor?
Well, all those people skills that we talked about before, they become even more important.
Yeah.
You got to be a strong communicator, motivate your team, delegate tasks effectively, resolve conflicts fairly.
Right. So it's not just about, cleaning the pool or responding to an emergency.
Right.
It's about actually like leading and managing people.
Exactly.
Okay.
And remember, continuous learning is key. RoleCatcher actually suggests, taking those additional training courses, maybe in some advanced lifeguard techniques or facility maintenance,
Right.
to really boost your expertise.
That makes sense. So let's say I've mastered being a supervisor.
Right?
My team loves me, and I'm ready for the next challenge.
You're ready to step into the role of swimming facility manager?
Okay, now we're talking. So what does that actually look like?
So now we're talking budgeting, marketing, customer relations, staff management.
Wow.
You're basically running the whole show.
Okay.
You're coming up with strategies to attract new customers,
Uh-huh.
making sure everybody's having a positive experience,
Okay.
and ultimately making sure the facility is profitable and successful.
That sounds really demanding.
It is.
What kind of person thrives in that role?
You've got to be a strategic thinker.
Okay.
Have that strong business acumen,
Um.
able to analyze data,
Right.
make informed decisions,
Okay.
lead a team effectively.
So basically, I have to be a jack of all trades.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. And is continuous learning still important at this level?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The swimming facility industry is always evolving.
Right.
With new technologies, new best practices emerging all the time.
Okay.
RoleCatcher's resources can be super helpful in staying ahead of the curve.
Right. So we've climbed from attendant to supervisor to manager.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere else to go from here?
There is one more step.
Okay.
For those people who are really passionate about this field and have a knack for leadership, there's the senior swimming facility manager position.
Okay, the top of the mountain.
Yeah, the top.
So what do they do? What does a senior manager do?
Think about it as overseeing a whole network of swimming facilities.
Oh.
You're managing a team of facility managers, developing those long-term growth strategies, building relationships with key stakeholders,
Okay.
like local authorities or community organizations.
So you're not just managing the facility, you're managing the whole ecosystem.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And, with that comes the responsibility of making sure everybody's complying with all the safety regulations
Yeah.
and incorporating any of those new innovations or technologies that can improve efficiency and the customer experience.
That sounds like a really challenging but also very rewarding role.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So one thing that I'm curious about is you mentioned that this career path isn't set in stone.
Right.
So what if I find that my passion lies in a specific area? Like maybe I love aquatics programming
Yeah.
or facility maintenance or even like the marketing and sales side of things.
Absolutely. You can definitely specialize.
So really starting as a swimming facility attendant can open all these doors.
Totally. It can really be a launch pad for all sorts of different careers.
And RoleCatcher can help me kind of navigate those opportunities.
For sure.
Okay, cool.
It can help you identify what skills you need to develop
Okay.
and ultimately help you create a really fulfilling and successful career in this world.
Okay, I am loving this.
Great. I'm glad to hear it.
All right, so welcome back to our deep dives into the world of swimming facility attendants.
We've covered a lot,
So we've talked about the interview questions,
Yeah.
we've talked about career paths.
Uh-huh.
But before we wrap up,
Yeah.
we need to talk about something that's impacting every aspect of this industry,
That's right.
and that is technology.
It is. We keep talking about, staying up to date with trends and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
Right.
But let's actually get specific here.
Okay, so how is technology actually changing the game for swimming facilities?
Well, think about it. I mean, everything from how you schedule the staff to how you keep track of how many people are using the pool.
Yeah.
All of that is becoming way more automated these days.
Why?
There are all these software programs and systems that are really streamlining those tasks.
All right.
Like monitoring the water quality, controlling the chemical levels,
Okay.
even scheduling the maintenance.
So it's not just about, being hands-on anymore. It's about understanding how all this new tech can make things more efficient,
Yeah.
safer,
For sure.
and ultimately improve the customer experience.
Exactly. That's the key.
Okay.
So as a swimming facility attendant, you're not just working at a pool.
Right.
You're part of this industry that's constantly changing. And technology is driving a lot of that change.
Okay, that makes sense. And that brings us to this final thought that RoleCatcher leaves us with.
Okay.
If technology is changing how swimming facilities are managed, how might you bring innovative ideas to the table?
That is such a good question.
It is. It is.
Because it really gets you thinking, right?
Yeah.
I mean, imagine, using your knowledge of technology to improve safety protocols, streamline cleaning processes, or even like develop an app that would make the customer experience even better.
Wow.
The possibilities are endless, really.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this deep dive hasn't just prepared me for a job.
Uh-huh.
It's actually made me think critically about the future of this entire industry.
Exactly, and that's what we want.
Yeah.
We want to empower you to be a leader in this field.
Right.
An innovator,
Yeah.
someone who can really make a difference.
So to wrap up our deep dive into the world of swimming facility attendants,
Yeah.
remember, this isn't just a summer job. This is a career with real potential for growth,
For sure.
development, and even innovation.
You got it.
And RoleCatcher can help you every step of the way.
Absolutely.
It's your guide to acing the interview, figuring out your career path,
Uh-huh.
and ultimately becoming a leader in this industry.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
So what are you waiting for? Dive in and make some waves?
Go get 'em. Just